Welcome everybody to the 6th episode, Season 2 of the Gaming Den. I hope you guys are ready. We have some amazing topics, at least that we think they're amazing, so that's always a good part of it. We have some interesting things to talk about this week, and I'm pretty sure you guys will probably think they're interesting, as we've seen a lot of it going around Twitter and all of that fun base in the social media. So, with further ado, I am your co-host, Shewulf, joined by my other co-host.
What's up, Shewulf? I'm Fox. That was weird. What the fuck? I was like, let me try something new, and it just came out weird. What's up, chat? How are you guys doing today? Let me know. So yeah, I'm Foxy, and looking forward to doing these topics on Gaming Den with my twin.
Of course.
So let's go.
Of course.
Also, how are you? How are you this week? I noticed you haven't been streaming that much. What's up?
Well, we have, GKB's been home, so it's been
family time. That's
family
awesome.
time, yeah. No, he's like, you can stream as much as you want. He's like, don't blame me if you don't stream. I'm like,
no, we're blaming him now. It's family time.
I know, I'm just gonna blame him. We're just gonna be like, yeah. No, I just, this week I don't know, my head's just been elsewhere. I don't know.
Did you guys get hit with the notice of the power outage and stuff too?
Well,
FPL?
what was it?
We got that email as well.
Tuesday morning, we got hit with a I got hit with a friggin' power outage and I couldn't stream. And then GKB's like, oh, do this. And then I got it back and thank God I did, because I was supposed to be on Dash that morning.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was not happy. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
I saw you tweeting about that.
Really?
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the same email talking about FPL or something. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
that was
damn.
odd.
It wasn't fun at all. At all. So it's just been kind of one of those weeks. And Monday, I was dealing with, stuff here that we had to get done. So Monday, but next week I will be back regular, guys, with all my streaming schedule and all that fun stuff, and maybe even looking into possibly a couple of night streams per week. So
yo,
yeah.
When you go play, let me know. I'm interested.
I know. I might make you come play Fortnite with me.
Oh, I mean, okay, I guess if I have to. I guess.
Yeah,
but
kinda.
That's awesome.
Having
you mix it up a little bit.
Yeah,
no
having some mixing it up a bit. Yeah, have some, I'll still stream in the morning and then do a stream at night, probably Wednesday night or something. Do just a midweek night stream kind of thing to pull in some other audience and all that kind of fun stuff. But
give the people what they want. They want to see more streams. This is actually pretty cool. Also, you want to play Gears? We can play Gears.
Maybe we might be able to play.
I just don't want you to be upset at me, though. Be upset at the game, but not me.
I'll yell at the game, don't worry. I'll yell at the game. Cool. I can hold it against the game. I'm okay with that. But so yeah. Other than that, looking at just making times longer, but we don't want to talk just about that, guys, because hey, we are the Gaming Den, and thank you everybody who is watching here live on Mixer right now, and then to everybody who will be watching later on the YouTube channel for Lady Fox Fire for the replay. So thank you to everybody.
Yeah, it always throws me off when you say my name like that. I'm like, I'm just Fox, and she's like Lady Fox Fire.
Well, it's because your channel is Lady Fox Fire, so
very true. I
have to say it as it goes with it, kind of thing.
Very informative.
I know. All right, so let's get into the first topic, which should be interesting because I kind of already made somewhat of a post about something about this. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so, okay. So, ESRB's new in-game purchases labeled explained. Now, some people are feeling like this could possibly be more of a gambling. So we all know about microtransactions and what they do in games. We all know, they've been there for years. It's a way to help games kind of focus on pulling in more revenue, which there's nothing wrong with that if it's done properly.
Exactly.
Because I still think Halo has done it the absolute best way. Because, like, no matter what, you win match, like, you don't even just have to win matches. Even if you lose, you still have, like, you still earn points. And you can unlock, their kind of microtransactions, or you can buy them. But they can only be used when your team actually helps unlock all of it in that game that it's actually for, like that mode. And I find that's what brings this, because no matter what, it's not a play to win. But you get others that kind of overdo it. Fortnite, which I've already talked about, how I think your stuff is kind of crap because you overcharge, like really overcharge. Really. Like
if you missed that rant, check out last week's episode.
Yes, please do. But yeah, so now it's coming to, like, that some people are saying that this is kind of more of a gambling aspect of it, because, like, you sit there and, you buy loot crates, or even if you don't buy them, you win them, you open them, and then it's random. You have the 3 things that pop up, and you hope to get the best items. And when you don't, or if you see somebody else get those items, you then turn around and you try even harder to get more of them, or you go and buy more of them. So, do you feel like this could come off as actually gambling?
I don't know if I would label it that strongly, because they have talked to the ESRB before about, especially when Star Wars came out, right? So, like, as soon as that happened and everything went up in arms in a crazy war over loot boxes and gambling and stuff, they asked them about it and they said, no, we don't consider that gambling. And then they gave their explanation towards why they don't consider it gambling, because you actually are receiving something. So you're actually getting something back. It's not like you're giving money and then you so happen to get nothing in the box. They said that you actually get something, even if it's not physical. It's something that you could use in the game, whether you choose to or not to. So they left that topic alone and they said, no, we don't agree with that, and they kept it moving. But obviously the whole loot crate debacle did keep going, or the loot box debacle kept going, microtransactions and everything like that. The talk still kept going, even though they didn't address it anymore, to the point where it got very political in a way, because lawmakers, especially in Hawaii, wanted to address it and said, no, this is not right. Something needs to be done. And so once it starts getting that high up there, they have to step back in and show that they want to try to work something out. Even if they don't think it's gambling, the ESRB needs to take action in a way. And this is their answer to it, whether it be a cop-out, whether it be damage control, so politicians won't get involved anymore. Maybe, I don't know, like, that's, I guess, up to somebody's opinion, whether you think that might be what's happening, or whether they actually do care and they're putting this new label for a reason, because they want to help parents distinguish the difference between this game has microtransactions in it, or may contain it in the future, as opposed to a game that won't have any of that stuff at all, So, I think it's really interesting conversation. I don't know if I would ever consider it gambling, though. Like, I don't know if I consider it that strongly,
Well, okay, so I was also looking at this from another point of view. Now, they say that when you gamble, you don't necessarily always get something from it. However, there is actually, like, those scratch tickets that no matter what, you're always guaranteed to at least win $1.
Yeah, the amount of the ticket that you paid for.
Yes. So, is that really true then? Because there is actually actual games that are a form of gambling that you do always get something, even if it's not a lot or necessarily anything super big, you're still guaranteed something. So,
but then that's where you get into that gray area, that gray line, where you do have different types or different styles and less of gambling than others.
Yes.
So, because, like, immediately when you say gambling, people think Las Vegas and like, all that stuff and the slot machines and all that. So, there could be different forms. I just don't know if I would consider what they do in the gaming industry right now. I mean, obviously, unless it gets worse and worse, or ridiculous, are you paying crazy amounts of money for one thing? I don't know, or maybe a thing. You're not sure if you're gonna get that thing. Then I don't know. I don't know if I would consider it that way, but I mean,
Yeah,
I do
okay.
think that it's.
I just want to point this out. So the definition of gambling is take risky actions in the hopes of desired results.
Okay.
So technically speaking, there. See, yes, this is definitely where the gray area comes in. But at the same time, what this tends to throw out is the fact that people, gamers usually will buy these things because they think it will, in the end, progress their games better. Even if that's not technically the case, they feel like, oh, I have to have the better gear, I have to have the better skin, I have to have, you know what I mean? Like, when you get something like this, it is still addictive.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It has addictive qualities. I've seen people, they can't help but buy boxes over and over and over again. And to the point where they already got what they wanted, but then next thing you know, they want to collect them all. Like all the different variants or all the different skins for all the characters. It's kind of like, oh, that's kind of a problem because you don't really need to do that. But then again, it's kind of like that's their choice. That's their money, right? So.
But then isn't that gambling?
In a way, yeah, because like the way that you described it or the way that you read that out, that sounds like, as soon as you said that, it just made me think of Overwatch. Like, oh, I want that certain skin for that one character, and then I open a box and it's not there.
And then when you actually get,
I hope that it's there, but it's not there.
And then when you actually get, like, for instance, Star Wars, or you get like other games that actually do put in better guns or better characters and stuff like that, that then becomes the essence of actually a form of gambling because people want those. They're trying to, they take that risk to try to get that one particular thing, which is in the end when, you use a slot machine or something, you're trying to get the big bucks. Even if you did just win $5, chances are you're going to do it again because you're trying to get even higher than that.
Right.
So, again, yes, it does definitely come back to the gray area. It does definitely feed into, I definitely think it is on the borderlines of it. I do think it is obviously a safer version of gambling. I would kind of rather my kids want to, go do that than actually try to, like, spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a machine that you could possibly have literally nothing. Because at least, yes, in the end, you do still get something, so you still do get other skins and all that other kind of stuff.
You're saying that you're okay with the kids buying microtransactions and boxes?
At an extent, like, again, if it's something
if you're like buying it for them.
Yes, I think it all comes down to kind of more or less that. But okay, so this also comes back to some of the topics we had last week. It all comes down to, if you are a parent and you are complaining your child is spending your money, watch your child. There's parent controls on all of the consoles that stop them from being able to purchase anything without a password. So if it's coming down to the point where it's just parents complaining because, oh my god, my kid just spent $1,000 for my credit card, then it's kind of your own fault because, hey, you should have locked it to begin with.
I do remember somebody yelling at Microsoft because their kid spent so much money on like FIFA cards or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called, but it was crazy, and they yelled at Microsoft so much to the point where Microsoft gave them all that money back, and I was like, really?
I wouldn't.
I mean that's your own fault. You should have watched your kid better. Make sure that you had your credit card on you, and that your kid didn't have your credit card and put it on the Xbox or whatever. So that was kind of crazy.
But it's parent controls. Like,
yes, I completely agree with that.
Like, put on parent controls, guys. Like, stop being stupid.
But, like, is this label that they're adding on the game cases and on the, what's it called?
I don't think that's, I don't think that's necessary. I think that's kind of overdoing it.
Do you think that parents would even notice this when they're buying the games for their kid? Do you think they're going to read the freaking label and read, may contain microtransactions or whatever it says?
Half the time, like, okay, so a good example is like me and GKB. You know, they'll run and grab a game, and that's the game they want because of like, you know, you see the main cover image. You don't go reading the whole entire box to see if it's rated, like, rated R or rated mature or, you know, rated PG. You don't, like, I don't even think parents do that.
I mean, I think they should.
They should, yes.
Everybody should, but I don't, yeah, I
I'm just
agree.
saying, like, I don't even think I don't think a lot of people, even people in general, just people in general, doesn't even have to be parents. I don't even think a lot of people even read the back of the box to see what, like, okay, so for instance, a case can actually say, like, the content in the box.
Yeah.
And half the time they don't even read that. They'll open it and they'll be like, oh my god, that's cool, I got something free. Yet there it is in big writing on the back of the box, like, hey, guess what? You get this inside the box. So,
yeah.
Like, it's kind of, I don't...
I think everybody should notice what they're buying for their kid. If it says rated R, read why it says rated R. If it just says, like, strong language, that is up to you as a parent to decide. If your kid knows the difference and know that those are words for adults, not for kids, and then maybe they could play it depending on, like, how mature your child is. But if it has, like, blood and gore and nudity and now may contain microtransactions, that is up to you as a parent to decide, my kid can't handle this or can handle this. I don't think the parents will understand what this means when they see it on the label about the may contain additional purchases or whatever, because once they see that, they're gonna have more questions, because that could mean anything. That could be DLC, that could mean season pass, that could mean loot boxes, that could mean microtransactions within the game with game currency, and obviously, like, that it's just like such a broad things, so many things that you could have with that one little label they're going to add.
And the question is, how big are they even gonna put it? Like, they could put,
I have no idea.
They could just be like, all right, yeah, we'll put it on, but it'll be like in the, you know, that like fine little detail on the back of the box on the very bottom that like has like the copyright and stuff like that, and the warning, like right at the bottom, they could like put it in there, be like, there you go. And then when they say it, when they're like, oh, well, it was on there, and they're like, no, it wasn't. Yeah, go read the back of the box. Oh, nobody actually reads the back of the box. Well, then that's your own fault. Like,
at the end of the day, though, to be completely honest, this is all optional stuff. You don't have to buy any of this. Nobody's forcing you. And if you notice that a game makes you feel like you need to buy these boxes to progress in the game or to enjoy the game, that's up to you as a gamer, as a consumer, to say, I don't like this, I'm going to return this game. Or whether you're like, I'm okay with it, it's not that bad. You know? Like, I noticed some people say, oh, they're throwing loot boxes in my face, but then I talk to other people and they're like, no, not really. They're there, but it's not like they're making me buy them, you know? So I think it does depend on the person, on the gamer, obviously, on the parent as well. But it is optional. It's something that you don't have to do. And when we start noticing that games make you buy these things extra, then that's not good. I don't want to have to buy a box just to enjoy a game. The base game.
And that's where, you know, that's where the main conversation comes into. If it doesn't affect the actual game itself, then, like, they've been there for years. It's not like this is a new thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even last gen.
Exactly.
Definitely.
But it's more or less just parent, like, honestly, I'm a parent, so I can say this. But most of the time, it's parents who are just not paying attention to what their children are doing and playing, and they're just pretty much complaining because their kids spent like $50 to like $100 on loot crates because you decided not to pay attention to what they're doing. Like, our kids,
after the fact.
Exactly, after the fact. You see a credit card bill, and then you're like, oh my god, what is this? And then you're gonna go bitch and complain about it. Like, maybe you should have been paying attention. Like, for instance, all of our kids, like, they both, on their accounts, are completely locked up. They cannot purchase anything without a password, and the password they don't have. So, like, that is why these parent controls are in there.
Yeah.
And even if, like, the child is, like, 16 or older, you can still put that on there and be like, you know what, this is my credit card. I will put it on there to pay your Xbox Live, but anything else is to be, like, Be an adult. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Talk to them.
If they don't,
exactly.
If they are not making their own money, you have the right to put passwords on.
Yeah. But overall, like, how do you feel about just the fact that they're adding this label now?
I think it's useless.
You think it's a cop out? You think it's like they're just doing damage control now at this point?
Pretty much, yeah. I really do. I think it's just more or less. They're like, oh yeah, you know, let's just put it on and make people happy instead of just actually hitting the underlying problem. So
I think we're on the same page then. Definitely agree with that. Yeah. I think that they're just doing that just to like get people off their back, basically. It doesn't help. I think people are still going to be whining about it later on, but it is what it is. And I think that they should also be more specific with what you're buying. If it's a loot crate, if it's microtransactions, say that. And I don't think they should add it for season pass, to be honest, because Witcher 3 had season pass, yet everybody loves the content that they got from that. They said it was well worth it. It was like another like part of a game, basically. Yeah. So I feel like when you can try to say, oh yeah, let's just add season pass along in there with all the other stuff, it doesn't make any sense when you have games like Witcher. They're proving that they don't need those boxes. They don't need microtransactions, but they do offer a season pass for you to enjoy more content later on. So it is weird that they did that.
Yep, I agree. All right, so moving on, we are going to jump into Monster Hunter. What? No, not
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, not exactly. So Monster Hunter World PlayStation 4 players can take part in the next Horizon Zero Dawn quest starting March 2nd. Well, no, I guess this happened actually start on the 27th. But it does play until March 5th. So you still have a couple days if you didn't know about it already. But Monster Hunter World gets some exclusive perks on PlayStation. This includes exclusive betas, of course, but it also includes Horizon Zero Dawn themed quests for the PlayStation 4 version of the game. You will be able to actually beat one of the dinosaurs that was in Horizon Zero Dawn, and when you beat him, you actually get Aloy's themed gear, which I thought was actually kind of cool. So you, like, your character can run around as like Aloy. Yes,
you do play as Aloy, and you get her armor and stuff. I think there's 2 different armors that you can collect for her, actually.
I don't know. This just says 1, so I don't know.
I saw somebody playing it and they were like, I saw a little bit of gameplay because I was like, hey, how does this look like? And they were running around as her, and he mentioned like, oh, this is a second armor. You gotta go here to get it. And I was like, oh, interesting. So you get multiple, like, and you also get her bow and stuff like that. Yeah. I think it's actually pretty cool that PlayStation is doing that as an exclusive thing. I wish that Xbox did something like that. With like their exclusive character or something like that. That is really cool. And they're having it as an event because I believe there's going to be 2 events. I'm not sure, from what I heard when he was talking about it. They're going to have another one where whatever you miss out on, you could get it, and that one's going to run until March 15, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. That's just what I heard.
Yeah, I haven't heard that, but I do know this one runs till March 5th. So
right.
And you can participate in this quest as long as you are ranked 11. So you do have to be leveled up. You can't just start the game new and expect to get into it either. You do have to be rank 11. Like Fox said, you get her bow. You also get an armor set that lets you... Oh, yeah, here it is. So it says you also get an armor set that lets you look exactly like Aloy. You can upgrade this set further, but you can't mix and match with the other sets, obviously. So there's the catch, guys. If you pick to look like Aloy, you can't mix and match with the other ones. That's kind of where the catch comes in. Which sucks just a little bit, because it'd be cool to, like, have her outfit, but, like, say, like, different pants, or, you know...
Yeah, mismatching, or
I like
or customizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome event overall that they're doing that, especially right now with Horizon Zero Dawn and like the hype that it has right now going for it because it's so well. So everybody's happy for the game. They want to see more content for the game. But if you already played the Horizon Zero Dawn, you already played the DLC, the Winter DLC, and you still want to like, I don't know, play as her and she's one of your favorite characters, I think this is pretty awesome, actually.
Especially when Monster Hunter is actually a really good game to begin with. It is out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. So, you know, it's definitely an awesome game. I think people should check this out. This is for PlayStation only, remember that, guys. It runs till March 5th, and the quest is called The Proving. So.
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
It is.
If Xbox did that, which character would you like to see? I know this is like a random question we didn't talk about before, but now I'm interested.
So if Xbox was to do something like that, who would I want to see? Well, their main ones are really only Gears or Halo. Oh, Recore. I want Recore. I want one of like the giant freaking wolf-looking robots that they have that you have to fight, and then like you get Recore stuff.
Nice. That's a
and
good
you can have Mac instead of the cat.
Oh my god, you blow my mind. That's awesome.
See,
it's very cheesy but very cool.
I know it would be awesome though, being able to like run around as her with like Mac and that would be freaking awesome.
And the game does kind of already feel like very steampunk style. Yeah. So I think she would fit right in. I mean, even if they didn't want to make her have the same exact outfit, they could have something that looks close to that. So yeah, I mean, I didn't think of that. That's pretty cool for Xbox fans, especially the fact that we are supposedly getting a Recore too. Why not do that? You know,
Recore for the win.
Good idea.
That'd be so awesome. I would love it. Love it. Speaking of PlayStation, though, speaking, we got the PlayStation Plus games revealed, and oh my god.
Oh my god, were you right last week? Oh my god.
Oh my god. So the games have been announced, and for anybody who has PlayStation Plus, you can get Bloodborne, Ratchet and Clank, Mighty Number 9. Goddamn you, game, I hate you. I do. I still hate that game. I think it's Clary Extended Cuts. We also have Bombing Busters.
It's so interesting because I don't think they've had this many PlayStation 4 games. Some of those are crossplay, obviously. But I think before, the most that they've done is either 3 or 4. And I think that was including like a VR game or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something that was crossplay, obviously, between the Vita or something. But like this many PS4 games, it's actually pretty cool that they're doing that. And I think one of them is on PS3 only, and I don't even know that title. But all the ones that you mentioned, I've heard of, and they're all PS4. And Mighty Number 9 is PS4 and PS3.
Yeah, that's
and then
a cross-buy with PlayStation 3. Mighty Number 9.
And then the Bombing Buster and the Claire game, it's on the Vita as well. So I think it's actually pretty awesome, the fact that you have Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank, which are two big titles that I know a lot of people enjoy. You were right for mentioning that last week. We were talking about games with gold, and you were like, well, I'm interested to see what PlayStation has because I'm hearing they're going to have an amazing lineup or something. And it's kind of like, yeah, basically, they are doing that.
It's okay, even if you don't care about the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita games, Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank both alone are worth $10 for that month to be able to get them and play them. Even if you don't keep it after the month, play those games for the month because those are two absolutely amazing games to begin with. And the fact that they released them, it is insane. It is absolutely insane that they are releasing those two games. But at the same time, I'm not completely surprised because they are old AAA titles. This is something that Xbox really needs to kind of pick up a little bit because Xbox has a lot of AAA titles, and yet they just hold them, even though they're really old AAA titles.
Yeah, and when they do release them, like they did release Sunset Overdrive, and they did release Rise of Rome, um, they released them with some smaller titles, right? So they were the big boy that month, and then everything else they were with in
Yeah.
Games with Gold, it was like an indie and an arcade and a like a smaller title. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, cool, but I don't think that they've had this many. Like the fact to have Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank, which by the way, Ratchet and Clank is not that old. It's like probably a year old or maybe a year and a half old. So Ratchet and Clank is newer, but yeah, Bloodborne it came out like what 2014 or something. Either way,
It
from
came
what I
out when
hear,
it
it's a great game.
first. Yeah. It came out
Yeah,
when it first. Ratchet and Clank came out in 2016, so.
yeah. So it's more recent and it's a fun game. Anybody can play that. But obviously, certain people will enjoy Bloodborne, especially if you're into the Dark Souls. I think they're both great titles. I like their lineup. Basically, they did really well on this one. I agree.
Yeah, I'm impressed, and kudos to PlayStation. You you picked a really good month to throw those two games out there, especially when you're coming into the E3, like you're coming up to E3 and all that kind of stuff, and
Oh, this is when they start releasing a lot of games between both
yep,
systems.
exactly.
So now that the games are coming out, to do that, you do stand out a little bit more in the crowd compared to what we got on Games with Gold like that we talked about last week. So that one doesn't really stand out, even if you do have some nice titles like Super Hot, was it?
Yep.
Um,
Oh, please.
yeah, I mean
You're excited for Brave. We all know it. Go listen last week. You will hear it. That is the game she's most anticipated for the whole entire year.
She's trying me again, guys. Can you believe this, chat? Are you listening to this,
She
girl?
wants the
I
Brave.
ain't even downloaded that. I downloaded Trials.
Well, you can't. I don't think you can get it until, like, the middle of March.
No, I think it's available right now, actually, but I haven't downloaded it. I'm just saying.
I'll have to check
I don't want it. I don't want it, okay?
We'll
Listen, I don't want it.
We'll see.
But another thing that threw me off when they did announce these awesome titles for the PlayStation, they also mentioned that they're gonna stop doing PlayStation Plus stuff for PS3 and the Vita, and they also said March. So I was kind of like, what? And then it said March 2019. So next year they're only gonna do PlayStation games. PS4 games, my bad.
I was gonna say PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So
Gotta
I
make
thought
sure you
that was
say
really
that part,
interesting.
because if you just say PlayStation games, they're already doing PlayStation games.
Yeah. No, but they're gonna stop doing PS3 and PS Vita. So, in that aspect, they're like taking away a feature. So I'm interested to see what they do to combat that. Will they add more PS4 games?
Or will they actually, or will you start getting less?
Yeah, or you start getting less because they're taking away the PS3 and they're taking away the Vita, which I know that many people download, but I know my brother does. So it's like I do know someone that enjoys those games, but I know not the mass gamers out there do. So
yeah, exactly. No, I agree. It'll be interesting to see what they do and how they actually, arrange their game titles to fit the needs, if they're adding more PlayStation 4 games, or if they just decide to not have only give you 2 games per month. It'll be interesting to see.
They better all be great games every time. We need more games like Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank if it's just gonna be 2 games. They have to be really good games, right? So we'll see what they do.
That is true.
But that's next year in March, guys. Not right now.
No, but you know what's right now? The PlayStation VR. Oh my god. That thing is crazy. Like, absolutely crazy.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so, yeah, you want me to tell you about the PlayStation VR? Okay, so we got the PlayStation VR. We got it for $199 from Toys R Us. It was the GT Sport bundle. So we paid $199 for it, which, here's a little fun story for you. We got it. We plugged the whole entire thing in, all excited. GKB's like a little kid in a candy store, all ready to go, like he just opened Christmas presents from Santa, like, and it wouldn't work. It would not work. Yeah, it was definitely a freaking... Yeah, he was pissed. He was pissed. The power brick that goes between the CPU box, between the headset and the console, it wouldn't turn on. Like, there was no light, no nothing. It was supposed to have a red light when plugged in and then a blue or white light when it was actually fully turned on. And there was nothing. And online for Toys R Us was completely sold out. So there was no more. So we couldn't even like say just take it back and reorder it. We went to our Toys R Us and we were like hoping, because online said that they didn't have any in store, and we were like, oh well, this kind of sucks. Well, we went to Toys R Us, we got another one. She was really nice, gave us another box, no problems, no issues, and we were like, okay, this is awesome. We bring it home. So this was the kind of weird thing, is we brought it home, we opened it, we were getting ready to set it up, and it was like somebody had already opened it. The game, like the demo disc.
What?
Yeah, the demo disc was like ripped open, like somebody like ripped it open to pull it out. The game that it came with was not in the plastic or anything. It was already open. And GKB said it looked like it already had like somebody had put it on.
Ew, it was worn out.
No, well, it smelled new. That was the weird part. It still smelled completely new, and it didn't look like it. Yeah, like, so GKB was thinking maybe like they literally. No, I know, because he's quiet in the background. But GKB like said he thinks that, you know, they probably just went in and, you know, we're getting something out of the box or whatever. Yeah, to give to another customer, or, you know,
it's really weird.
It was like everything was working. Everything worked. Yeah, it was still completely new. Everything seemed completely new inside the box. The only other thing we possibly thought of was maybe it was like was going to be used as a demo. Like possibly like they were gonna put it out as the demo.
That.
The thing is,
alcohol all over the eyes.
Yeah, disinfect. But honestly, it didn't have like anything actually on the rubber of the eye parts or anything like that. It just looked like someone touched like the like there was fingerprints on like this the lenses, but that was it. Mm-hmm. So it looked like someone just grabbed it wrong, but it was weird. But either way, we did end up finally getting it to work, and we did finally get to play it. And some of those games are like outstanding. Like you actually feel like you're in like some of the rides from like Disney World. Like GKB said that best. Like the haunted house. If anyone's been to like the haunted house in Disney World, like somebody just subbed. We're gonna have a little bit of music.
Oh no! Can you turn off the notifications? Oh man.
No, I can't. The thing is, I can't. It's Mixer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sub-hype.
Sub-hype. Sorry, now it's a really long music, and you're probably gonna get copyrighted now because that song is actually... Anyways, shout out to JJ. Thank you so much for the subscription. Anyways, yeah, back to the VR. The games are outstanding. Like, you actually feel like actually immersed in it. Now, we got Resident Evil 7. Oh my god. I am going to be streaming this. You're probably going to see me die or rage quite a bit because the fighting mechanics are crap. I love the rest of the game. The walking around and I actually got like scared a couple times.
Oh,
when
nice.
she like, yeah, because like she actually looks like she's actually in front of your face. Like it's crazy.
Oh, thank you.
However, the sides, GKB noticed this too. It had like what was it, like screen tearing, like where it was fuzzy. It had like some screen tearing on the sides. Like you could actually, that part kind of pulls you out a little bit. Like they couldn't actually get it to.
But like that's in your peripheral, right? Like so the sides.
Yeah, it's like the rendering and stuff like that. So, you know, overall, like I said, it was cool. Like when the part where you're in the videotape with the guys, I don't know if you remember that, like
yep,
right at the beginning. So I was walking around and literally you can bump into them Like, you can actually, like, bump into the guy and, like, go up to his face and actually, like, turn and look at him instead of just simply, like, using your controllers to kind of, like, move around. You can actually, like, lean and, like, lean over him like you're actually looking at him. It's insane. I was like, are you crazy? Ew. Oh, my God. So, yeah, like, it's definitely a really good experience. That's for sure.
She was immersed. She was all in.
I was. GKB was playing Rush of Blood. Yeah, he was playing that one.
That's like an on rails type of game.
Yeah, and you're like on a roller coaster and stuff like that. And yeah, GKB said that one was intense. He also played Batman. Okay, oh my God. So I hate elevators. Absolutely hate elevators. I hate the feeling when you're going up and down elevators. Batman has an elevator scene, and he's like, oh, you need to try this because, you know, you just have to try it. So I was standing in the elevator. You actually feel like you're going down an elevator. And I hate it.
That's your brain.
It's crazy. It is. But then, like, I was, like, standing on one foot trying to, like, balance, and you actually felt like you were going to fall over. Like...
Well, cause you are. What do you mean? You're balancing, you might fall over.
Well, no, like, I mean, like, you feel, I don't know. It's crazy how it felt. And I am going to be streaming some of these, so don't worry, guys. We have it all set up so that I will be able to stream the VR. I'm probably going to make it, like, a daily, like, or a day during my week where I'll do just a VR game.
VR day.
And, oh my God, like, the Batman one's only an hour, though, which kind of sucked. GKB played the whole thing, and it was still interesting. You know, he said he still really enjoyed it, and the ending was the best. How many games do you have
for the VR?
So they had a VR sale.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was posting about that.
Yeah, they decided to have a VR sale. So we went and bought we got Rush of Blood. Oh, we got Doom. We bought Doom.
Oh, Doom.
We got Doom. We got Resident Evil 7. We got the Batman. We got the GT Sport. We have Rush of Blood, and we have the demo disc that has all those other games.
Yeah.
So I want the Rick and Morty one, though. I am so set on wanting that Rick and Morty one.
Oh wow.
That's gonna be so hilarious.
Oh no.
So hilarious, but. Oh my, like, if you have the opportunity to buy a VR, guys, you should really buy. It's insane, the difference that, like, it makes. You really don't think it's going to. You think, oh my God, this is just going to be whatever. But it definitely makes playing games, especially, like, I would love to play, like, Outlast or, like, Evil Within 2 with the, like, first person. Actually, like, in VR. I would love to play those games in VR. It would be crazy. Like, insane. And I'm pretty sure they're still on sale for $199. I think their sale is still going on until the 5th.
Yeah, in certain places.
Yeah, in certain places. So for anybody who, you know, wants to get into the aspect of VR and stuff like that, this is, like, literally the best time to do it. It really is. So I would recommend getting it because, hey guys, like I said, $199 for a VR bundle is insane. Now, there is one downfall. You do have to buy the sticks, unless you buy a bundle with the sticks. But they're like $100 just for, like, to buy them separately, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Which sucks. So that part I'm a little disappointed, but
the sticks and then the headset, and, like, did you feel like you had too much on you? When you were
playing? No, not really. Like, you literally only have the headset. Like, you have, like, small earbuds, which really you don't notice anyways. I wear those majority of the time of my daily routine to begin with. So earbuds I don't really notice. And you only have a headset. So, like, I'm sure when you have the sticks and stuff, it'll probably feel, like, a little more. But overall, it's literally just a headset that, like, you move it to fit exactly your head size, and that's about the gist of it. So it's not as bad as what it actually, a lot of people in social media made it out to be. It really isn't. And I can officially say I was never against VR. So nobody can call me a hypocrite or anything like that because I was no, I was never against VR. I'd always said go back, I'm not, check all my
I'm not saying that you were. I'm just saying like why bring it up? Why say that? Why even mention it?
Because
ain't nobody gonna go back to Console Corner and do that. Ain't nobody gonna go watch the old episodes just to look for you talking about VR.
Wow, thanks. I guess I'm just not that important.
What do you mean? They're here now. They're listening to this.
No, you just said they wouldn't want to go back and listen to the other stuff. Like, wow. Just wow.
It's the old episodes.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm in trouble. But I was gonna ask you, did you play it standing up, sitting down? Like, how much room did you have around you? You know what I mean?
Well, we actually took like our sitting area in our living room and kind of turned it into a whole VR area. So we have plenty of room.
Oh, okay.
And other things, which you will see soon enough.
Very cool.
Yeah. Either way, I have plenty of room, so I'm not, we're not too worried about that.
You're not worried about the doggy? You know, your little...
Honestly...
Your little guy that's always attached to you at the hip.
I was playing Batman, and I was, like, going down the elevator and stuff, and he was literally laying right at my feet. I think I kicked him once because I was trying to move.
Be careful with oh, no. PETA's coming after us now. Thanks.
I know, right? I didn't kick him hard. I just, like, moved my foot.
Tapped him.
He literally... If he could, he would literally lay on my feet. So... Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, be careful with that stuff. I've seen people get hurt and stuff when they're streaming VR, and they hurt their hand and they got bruises and cuts and stuff.
Well, a lot of the things are though you can sit. So I'm not completely worried about it. I'm just gonna sit here and just like, kind of like, be at this one spot and just play it like that, like. And because most of the games we got are controller based, I don't have to worry about swinging my hands around or doing anything like that. Now, if I smack my head on the mic or something, that might be a little funny, but...
Oh, wow.
Because that I might not be able to do. I'll be, like, trying to, like, look around and I'll, like, smack my head on the side of the mic or something. That might be kind of funny, but...
Luca's going through the old tapes as we speak.
See? She's got love for me. Thank you, Luca. Thank you. See, she would actually go and listen.
She's going back to check to see what you were saying.
Oh, that's fine. She can actually go back. She won't find anything about me saying anything about VR. I've always been. I actually wanted Oculus. I was always open.
You talking to Delilah about that?
Yeah, I was always open for VR. I always thought it was a cool experience. I would have loved AR more. Like that one,
That's
I really wanted. Yeah, it is.
That
one's really expensive. But that was the main one. I was like, oh yeah, I'd be for that.
You're partnered on Mixer. That's Microsoft. Tell them to send you one so you can stream it.
How you doing, Microsoft? No, they ain't gonna send me one of those.
What was that?
They ain't gonna send me anything like that. Anyways.
Yes.
This can go on for hours. It's good. Check it out. It's on sale. Why not buy one? $1.99. Get it. Got it. Good.
Okay, so to be fair, that was a lot of PlayStation topics we just went through. Interesting.
We did.
What?
I should have done a PlayStation overlay this week.
No, I didn't approve of this. No.
Would have been
you gone too far now. Let's go back to the Xbox topics.
It would have been funny. It would have been hilarious. Anyways, all right. So moving on to Xbox, actually. We have So Xbox One S is releasing a Sea of Thieves bundle. I'm a little disappointed with this. So the biggest upcoming exclusive game release for the Xbox One is actually releasing a Sea of Thieves bundle. Okay, that's cool. Sweet. Another sub. We got those sub heights, yeah.
I mean, yay for you.
No, I have to find I have to find a way to shut that off.
It's all good. Thanks for us supporting, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the stream, the podcast. It's pretty awesome. And don't worry about the music with my channel. Believe me.
I still gotta find a way to shut it off anyways, because it's like, well, plus usually I don't get subs like that.
It takes away from what we're talking about, but we really appreciate it. I'm happy that you guys are subscribing.
I do. We
Shewulf,
love it.
And
Thank you.
Hit that follow button if you guys want to do that.
But yeah, just like that, it makes a ding. All right, stream. Thank you so much for that follow. But yeah, so we officially have a Sea of Thieves bundle now. One, the art alone is disappointing. You're telling me you couldn't have made a cool looking box to go with this S? Seems you didn't want to do a custom console. Like, that is my biggest thing. Would you not do a custom console? It's going to, so this bundle is going to cost $300. It's a 1 terabyte. You get a copy of the game, a 1-month Xbox Live Gold membership, and a 1-month Xbox Game Pass. People say, like, yes, for $300, that's a fantastic deal. But you could turn around and go buy one of the cheaper, what do you call it? One of the cheaper Xbox One S deals that are, because what? They're usually, Xbox One S is usually sell for what?
The S?
Yeah.
I seen it as low as $189. Oh no, not one. Was it two? $289, I think it was.
Okay, so you can go to Newegg and buy it for $219. Toys R Us for $229.
Depending on what the bundle, because the older the bundles, like depending what games they have in them, they lower the price for them. But if they're newer, with newer games on the bundle, then they do keep their value a little bit.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, to be honest, you could just go and buy a cheaper Xbox One S, and then buy a 1-month Game Pass, and get Sea of Thieves, and see if you actually like the game, and then wait for it to go on a sale, because chances are it'll go on a sale probably a couple weeks after it launches, because most of the games nowadays, they launch and then they go directly onto a sale, because you have usually this, like, this is going to be in March, which means the spring sale and the summer sales, they're both coming. And they're two really big, you know, two of the big sales that happen on Xbox, and chances are you're going to see Sea of Thieves in that, even if it's only like 10 or, you know, like $10 or $15 off, that's still saving money regardless. So I don't know, and still curious why there is not a custom console.
Yeah, but no, going back to what you said about like getting a cheaper Xbox One S, I completely agree with that. It is better to get that, especially if it has another game that you're interested in, and picking up Game Pass just to grab this or to grab the next games that are coming out. So I completely agree with that. That's way better than what they're doing here, which is lazy. And yes, they should have had a custom console, which we did talk about that, like, what, 2 weeks ago. They really missed out on that. I know a lot of people in the community that were interested, because of the control and how awesome that looked, to have a console that looks like that. Or,
I would have bought that. I would have traded
unique.
I would have traded in my limited edition 2 terabyte one for a friggin' Sea of Thieves one. I would have.
Yeah.
But
just
they didn't.
It's awesome the way they did the controller art.
Controller's gorgeous. I actually have one big thank you to Timberwolf, Maiden, and Seeker. You guys are amazing. I actually do have one, and to have a console that would have matched the design on it would have been outstanding. Really would have been outstanding. Yeah,
they really missed out on that, and it just I think it was Scrotum who mentioned it in the chat. It just seems very lazy.
But
like,
again,
even this box art looks lazy.
But again, can we please talk about just the box? What is with the laziness in the box designs? You have amazing wallpapers that go with Sea of Thieves, and you're telling me you couldn't have just stuck it on the front of, like, one side of the box and made it look like, make it stand out? Like, seriously?
Yeah, I don't get what they were thinking, to be honest.
Box art helps sell consoles. I know people, like, yes, half the time the boxes do just get thrown in the garbage or whatever, but
When they're on the shelf, people do notice it to buy it.
Exactly. And if they would have done like this cool pirate, like showing the sharks and the cracking coming up in like one of their wallpapers that they have for that game on the freaking side of the box, you would have had kids like, oh my god, what is that? And then you'd have adults, just because of the art style and how gorgeous it was, probably actually picking it up to look at it to see what it was. So
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to see a bundle finally come out. It's cool to finally get Sea of Thieves, which is releasing March 20th this year. That is cool. Absolutely. Which, I could probably do a Game Pass giveaway. Let's do a Game Pass giveaway. Why not? I have a Game Pass codes that I still have to throw out. So, why not do one of them right now? Hopefully, I do one that I haven't already given. That would kind of suck. Alright, so...
yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, it's okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. But apparently nothing works. My giveaway isn't working.
3, 2, 1. What? Does it work?
Yeah, it's not working. Why is it not working? It doesn't work.
You could just throw the actual code in there if you want.
Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. And we'll change one letter just for the heck of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you go. That's for 1 month of Game Pass, guys. Take the code, try to figure out the last letter.
And then tweet us later and let us know you got it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's like literally a perfect letter that I took out too. A letter, a number, it could be anything. What?
You already said letters. It's too late. You can't just switch it up.
No, I could have. You just ruined it by saying that. But anyways, so yeah, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, interesting box art, but then again, not really.
I guess. All right, so let's move on. We now have.
Yeah, speaking of.
Yeah,
Sea of Thieves.
Speaking of Game Pass, Game Pass is actually releasing some pretty big titles in March, and some pretty awesome games that I think everyone should check out. I was actually playing these yesterday. So Game Pass is releasing Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is pretty awesome. I was playing it yesterday. Super Lucky Tales, which Fox loves that game.
It's adorable.
They're also going to have Resident Evil 2, Final Station, Sonic CD. I actually played that one first, which was kind of funny.
Oh, you played Sonic? Nice.
I did. I played Sonic. And, of course, the big bad on launch day, Sea of Thieves. For only $9.99, you can actually get Sea of Thieves on the day of launch.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, I think that for them to release these games this month, awesome. And you know how they always say, like, we swap out games and we get rid of other games and then we put new games in. They did get rid of some of the games that were on there. They were arcade games, indie games, and I think one of them was an Xbox exclusive. I think it was D4 or something like that. Which I know a couple people in the community like, but I've never tried it, so I don't know how that is. But that was in there, and now they took it out, I believe. And then I like that they added Rise of the Tomb Raider. Amazing game, and if you haven't tried it, you need to play that game. And it's enhanced as well, so it looks gorgeous. Yep. Obviously, I do like Super Lucky's Tale, and everybody knows it because I was promoting the heck out of it. So I love it. It's a cute game. My nieces love it. I've also bought it for other people as well, and I hope that they still love it and they play it. And they just released, at the same time it went on Game Pass, they released DLC for it. So now Super Lucky Still has a DLC where you could pay $5 and then you go to a new section and you have more achievements and stuff like that. So I think that's awesome.
And that released on March 1st.
What?
It came to Game Pass on March 1st.
Yes. Sorry. I was like, what? December? So
Till
that's why I asked
March.
you. Yeah. But overall, I think they're great games. I'm glad that they added those on there. And basically, all the games that they said they were going to release, they're all out except for Sea of Thieves, which is coming out at the end of the month. So I think it's awesome if you want to get Game Pass now and start trying it out and enjoying like Rise of the Tomb Raider until Sea of Thieves comes out. That's a good idea too. But yeah, up to you guys. I think it's great. I'm liking what they're doing, and I'm looking forward to what they do in the future as well because I do have Game Pass, even though I prefer my games physically and I collect my games. I, I I do like having this option as well to try these games ahead of time. And if I really do enjoy Sea of Thieves, I could just go to the store and pick it up. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So, again, very awesome. It is a really good deal, no matter what. And the fact that they're releasing, titles on their launch days and stuff like that into the Game Pass is just great, especially for people who can't afford to get, $60 games or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It
Very
definitely
true.
helps a lot. So,
Yeah, I agree.
so next up we have is Ashen. This one is kind of interesting. So, a lot of us know about the Xbox console exclusive Ashen. We had seen it at E3 a couple years ago. We saw one version of it where you were walking around as a faceless person, and then we saw another one this past E3 where you actually were fighting giant characters, and it was really interesting to see the style and, of course, the art of this game. Um, but so apparently the news is coming out that Ashen won't have voice or text chat. So, upcoming third-party exclusive for Xbox One will be Ashen, an action role-playing game developed by Aurora 44. The game will have multiplayer, which will require coordination and teamwork from multiplayers. But, interesting enough, it sounds like the game won't be supporting voice or even text chat. In spirit of this, instead, the game will provide players with limited tools for communication, which they will be forced to use. Now, I'm not opposed to this because, first off,
Mm-hmm.
you are a faceless character. So, not
Okay.
being able to talk, this game seems to be like it's focusing more on the abilities that you're able to do and more of the physicalness of it instead of the actual verbal of it. And I think this is going to be something very, like, it can go two ways. It can be a really good experience, or it's going to be obviously a really bad experience. It will come in two different lights just because of the fact that obviously we haven't had a game that's going to be like this. And, you know, it is going to be kind of an experience of Dark Souls. Like, it is going to be that sort of playstyle, at least as what they're, hinting towards and stuff like that. We still need to know a lot more about this game. But they go into saying that players don't have voice chat or even text chat. We won't even have users' names. So when somebody's playing in your game, you'll have to array of gestures you can use, and you will have to use those to communicate. Which I still, like, it is still pretty cool. So pretty much, like, I guess, like, for someone to come here, there'll probably be, like, the actions or the gestures of, like, somebody waving for them to come over or something like that.
Right.
And I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool concept. It's really getting you to think more open-mindedly about the way you communicate with other players and and where the game is actually going with it. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what this game does.
Yeah, I think this game is very unique. Overall, ever since we first got our teaser trailer, showing it off, we were like, what is this? Eventually, like you said, they showed it off last year, and we saw more. We saw actual gameplay of boss battles and giant creatures and things. And then I found out, oh, it's an RPG game. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, I like the way it looks. It does look very dark and gritty, and very gray, but I don't like RPG games. Like, I don't enjoy those. And then to top it off on top of that, or to put something else on top of the cake, it's like, oh, and it's gonna feel like kind of Dark Souls style. I was like, yeah, this game's not for me, but I like I I respect anybody who wants to play that, and it seems very challenging on top of the fact that there's no text chat, there's no game chat, but I believe you can still do party chat.
I was gonna say, they can't stop you from actually opening a party and just inviting people into your party chat to play it. So no matter what, chat is still going to be there, guys. So don't hate on the game right off the bat. Give it a chance first, you know.
Yeah, but if you don't have anybody else in your friends list that's gonna get this, right? Next thing you know, you're playing randomly with someone else. You have to be friends with them, right, to be in a party, I believe?
No.
Oh,
I have random people jump into my party all the time.
You can invite that random person then,
Exactly.
and then talk with them. But you do need coordination and teamwork, they said, for this game, when it comes to, you know, doing what you're supposed to do and defeating what you're supposed to defeat. I think it's odd that they were like, oh, you can't see username. I was like, really? What? What do you mean? So you won't have a name over your head, but you can still go to your settings on Xbox and go to previous players. So I'm like, oh, why did they even mention that? That's kind of odd.
Yeah, that part is a little weird, but
it is cool. Like, they do have an array of gestures that you could use if you don't want to talk. I just think it's an odd, like, situation overall. I didn't like when, like, Star Wars Battlefront had no game chat. Like, I thought that was weird because the whole thing is multiplayer team-based shooter. So you would think that they would have that. So that was kind of odd when they didn't add it. But this is a little bit, I guess, more lenient with this one because it is an RPG story-based.
So most games like these, people usually either A, play by themselves, or 2, they usually play with friends.
Yeah.
When it comes to an RPG game. So, you know, the randomness of who you're going to be joining with usually doesn't happen. So I think that's kind of more or less what they're more trying to focus on, is actually like, oh, hey, you know.
Yeah, I think they want you to just step out of your comfort zone, basically, right? So it's what they want.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it is odd, like, this news is, like, odd, but the game is odd in general, so
I'm open to it.
Yeah, I think that anybody that can enjoy Dark Souls or Bloodborne or something like that, I can appreciate this as well. And they can choose to play it by themselves or to try the multiplayer and just use your gestures and stuff. So it is what it is. A very interesting story, and I do want to see more. Like, I'm interested to see, like, people stream this game, to be honest, more than anything. Yeah. Because I know I'm not gonna play it, you know?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Completely agree. But one game I know you are probably going to play. Possibly.
Like how you stated it as fact, and then you were like, probably.
Well, yeah, because I'm like, well, no, she may not. She may not, but...
everybody's telling me to, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we're talking about The Division. Now, we thought this game was completely, utterly gone. However, apparently, it is actually rolling with over 20 million players. What?
Damn! It's strong, it's still going, it's still kicking.
Apparently, which is kind of funny because, so they're celebrating their 2-year anniversary.
So are we.
Yeah, and which is kind of funny because this is actually the month that me and Fox started playing video games together and stuff like that. So it's also our 2-year anniversary, which is kind of funny. And we're talking about The Division. It was actually because of this game. Like, we started hanging out because of this game. It was also one of the very, very, very first podcasts that was done on the Gamers Knows Best channel. So, which is now the Console Corner channel. But yeah,
very cool, very cool.
So, which is pretty awesome. And I hope you guys also go check this game out, because it was fun. There's nothing wrong with this game other than literally everything when it first launched. But apparently they fixed all of that. So it launched in 2016, and we played it so hard. Like, we really enjoyed it, and then they like broke everything.
Oh yeah, so many like glitches.
There was. And then like anything that was cool, they took away from us because they didn't want us doing it. And we were
they were like, don't abuse it. You're leveling up too fast.
And then of course the Dark Zone, that was just a waste of utter, because nobody ever wanted to actually like go in and fight, because nobody wanted to lose any of their ranks.
Yeah.
So nobody wanted to lose their gear. It became where like it was okay during the beta because it didn't matter if you lost everything.
Everybody got jumped in the beta.
Yeah, the beta was the best part because it didn't matter. And honestly, I think they should have done that with the Dark Zone. They should have actually turned it. You know what? It could have actually been some form of like the very first PUBG, Fortnite kind of thing. They could have had it where like you go in and your character resets to number 1 every time. So you have to like go in and like you start from fresh and like find stuff and like build up your character inside, and then you fight. But then once you leave, you lose all of that stuff. So that no matter what, whenever you go in there, it was always like a fresh run kind of thing.
It would be cool though if they do give you some kind of rewards for doing that, and then you could use it within the in-game missions, which is not really anything bad. It's not going to affect anybody else.
Exactly.
You're just going to use the clothes or the guns against the AI anyway. So it would have been cool like if they did what you said, and then you come out and you get rewarded with something. So that would have been dope.
Exactly, but the Dark Zone just became literally, people would run in there to kill like the big elites to get, the drops and stuff, but then nobody wanted to attack each other because they're like, oh crap, I'm gonna lose like 10 levels just from fighting with you, and then I lose, like, it was useless.
Yeah. Also, like, if you and I were different levels, we go in there, I think you were invisible or something?
Yeah,
like,
we couldn't run together because you had to be really close to the same level to be able to actually...
So that was odd as well, because I was like, oh, I can't, like, I don't know who I was playing with, but I couldn't see them or something. I can't remember, but that was odd. I was like, oh man, I have to level up. I have to grind by myself? Like, oh, that sucks, So, I didn't like that. But, like, overall, the game itself was good. Like, I liked the gameplay. I liked a little bit of the campaign, because, to be honest, I finished the campaign too fast, and I wish there was more. I wish there was more to the campaign than what they just gave us. It was cool when they had all the different like missions, and I knew I was looking forward to the DLC. But yeah, like you said, the bugs came out of nowhere. Then there was glitches, and then they were like, "Oh, we have to patch this and we have to patch that," and it was kind of like, "Oh man," it just became boring after a while, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't want to wait for all this just to get fixed." And when they did fix something, like people lost their level or something, I forgot who it was. Was it Saz who lost all his level? When they reset his character or something?
Yeah, he lost everything. I lost all of my Dark Zone level. I went back down to 0.
See, yeah, I didn't like that. Just because they were fixing something, they messed that up. It's like, no.
Yeah.
They nerfed the wrong thing.
Yeah, Zaz lost everything. His whole character went down to 0.
So yeah, that's like some of the reasons why we stopped playing it. We did get a little bit bored, and then we went back to other games.
The survival thing, though, was kind of cool. That's kind of like the whole...
Yeah. We played that.
Like, you always start from fresh when you go in there, pretty much, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and then you have to, like, stand by the heat and stuff, or you're gonna freeze to death. And here's
a funny story for you guys. Me and Fox were playing on survival mode, and we went running in there, and I started like freezing to death, and I kept telling her to like come back and get me, and then she was like trying to find a fire. And then I kept telling her to, like, just go, forget about me. And then she came back to get me anyways, and then she died because she froze to death.
I was like, I need to find, like, what was it? Was it medicine? Was it something?
Yeah, you have
to... for something to heal you.
Yeah, you had to find... There's these, like, special medicine things that you have to find.
And I was like, I'm not leaving you, Shewulf. I'm not gonna go.
Then she died anyways, so... It was funny. And then we both died. We definitely have to play that again though.
Yeah,
Definitely
that was
have
fun.
to play it again.
Yeah, but you're so like reckless because you're like, oh, I'm gonna go over there, and I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
wait
I
for
went
me.
running somewhere and there was no fire over there, so I froze to death.
Yeah.
I love how
But
she
it's all
says
good.
I was reckless. I am reckless.
Yep. Because you're just like, you know, all balls to the wall. You're like, let's go. I don't care. Like, you just jump in there. And when it comes to me doing that in games, I feel like I have to like be prepared. I need to know what's over there, or I have to have like a certain gun. Then I'll know I could jump in there and it'll be okay. But if I'm not like confident, I don't want to jump over there and see what happens.
Exactly. I was like, nah, I'm going.
Yeah.
So, it was funny. It was good though. And I'm just impressed to see that they have 20 million people still playing it though.
Yeah, I was gonna jump back into that now and say like, what do you think about like? To be honest, a lot of people have been telling me you need to go back on Division, and like, has anybody been telling you that?
Yeah. I've had a couple of people, but it's not really a huge thing. But I guess like ever since the update 1.8, there's players that have like over 400 hours just playing this game. It's got like over 200 players worldwide, and that like it's crazy. That is just
Over how many players worldwide?
20 million.
Oh, okay.
It's over 20 million players worldwide.
Yeah,
and other stats indicate that 500,000 players have over 400 hours in game.
Yeah. I think it's pretty great. I didn't know it was that like, okay, you know how everybody's always talking about Rainbow Six Siege and how that's like Ubisoft's best game that is still kicking, and it got even more popular after release. I didn't know this was happening for the Division, and if so, I was like, well, probably a couple people. I didn't know it was this many, but now that I'm thinking about it, and maybe this is not a very popular opinion, but this is just my opinion. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there isn't another game like this at the moment because Destiny failed. So I feel like whoever's not playing Destiny 2 jumped on the Division again. Or maybe they went to Monster Hunter. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where they got more of their player base back. Maybe not the majority, but I know some people that went back to it because they were already bored with Destiny. What do you think about my opinion? Oh no, Shewulf. Hello.
All right.
Huh.
Let's jump into Foxy deals.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? What happened with the Division? All right. So I think Shewulf is doing a thing, and then that's why we're moving on because something came up. But anyway, let's do Foxy deals real quick. Okay, so I have the best deals for you guys. Hopefully you follow me on Twitter because I share most of them on there, and these are just some. And if you guys want to hear more, like I said, check me out over there. And also, if you have your own, share it with me, and I'll share it with everyone else. But the first thing I want to mention is Games with Gold. So if you haven't picked up your Games with Gold, pick that up. That's available now. I believe, like I said, it was Trials of the Blood Dragon, and then Brave, I believe, is the other one, but I haven't downloaded that one yet, despite what Shewulf thinks. Okay, so the games with the deals with gold. These are some of the ones that stood out to me. We have Forza 7, which just came out a little while ago, and they have 3 SKUs of that, so that's 39, 52, and 60. And then we have Overwatch. No, not Overwatch. I meant Outlast. I don't know why I said Overwatch. Outlast 2 is $15, so check that out. And then we have Battlefield 1, Revolution, 1980, which I played it again recently because they have new maps and stuff. That was really fun. I miss Battlefield. And then the last one, which is amazing, and we highly recommend it here on Gaming Den because we talked about this game so much, and we even interviewed the developer, and that is Arrow.
Yeah,
amazing
we did.
deal for $9. Pick that up. Totally worth it. And if you enjoy it, they also have DLC. So check that out, guys.
What?
And then over on the PlayStation side, because we love PlayStation, we've been talking about it all day. Just joking. Check out their PlayStation Plus games. I think they're gonna be available on Tuesday. So that's like we talked about, Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank. But these are some of the deals that stood out to me. We have Hellblade, it's 21. We have Lost Legacy, which is one of the Uncharted games. That's $20. We have Edith Finch, $11. And Neo, which is the collector's edition, I believe it is, that has everything. That's 25.
That's not bad.
Very cool. There, like I said, these are some of the ones that stood out to me, so there is more deals on the PlayStation side, a little bit more on the Xbox side as well. And the only thing that I found on the Nintendo side, on the eShop, was Capcom is having a sale on the eShop. So if you guys are interested in that for your 3DS or your Switch, check out that. Some online deals that I found for you guys. Shewulf is gonna love this one because she was super hyped about it when I shared it. And that South Park, the collector's edition on Amazon, is $57.75, and that's for Xbox and PlayStation. Another collector's edition that I saw was Injustice 2, and I think that's the Versus collector's edition. That is $42.75. These are on Amazon, by the way. We have Wolfenstein 2 collector's edition on Amazon as well. That's $60 for PlayStation and Xbox. By the way, that Injustice that I mentioned doesn't come with the game, so either way, you could pick it up. It has 2 statues, I believe, and some extra stuff, and it doesn't come with the game. So if you already have the game, you could just pick this up and not worry about what system it's for. And then you have 2 more things. One of them is Rainbow Six Siege, which I mentioned briefly there for a second. And this is the Advanced Edition, because we all know they have like 4 different versions of the game now. This is at Best Buy, and it's $40 for Xbox and PlayStation. And then the last one, it would be at eBay. And this is one of the best deals I've seen for Xbox One X at all, ever. And that's Xbox One X is only $450, and you get a $50 gift card on top of that, with free shipping, and that's on eBay. Check out my Twitter. I do have the link for that if you guys are interested. And I will be sharing all these again because I do believe that this new price reduction for South Park wasn't there yesterday. And I think the one that I have on my Twitter is $60 and this one's 57. So yes, check out my Twitter where I'll be sharing all this and more. And if you guys have anything you want to share, let me know.
I want that freaking South Park one so bad.
Yeah,
that remote control car is like the coolest thing ever.
It looks really cool. I was talking to my brother about it because he loves the game, and I was like, bro, you want to get that?
I love how Scrotum says all the collector's editions not coming with the games is odd to you. The thing is, though, so most of the time, gamers buy the games when they release, but they can't afford the collector's edition because they're such a high price. When they release the collector's edition without the game, they can lower the price of the collector's edition, and if you already own the game, you don't want another copy of the game, so then it allows you to buy the collector's edition when you already own the game to begin with.
Right. Another example of this would be when people buy digital. They don't want the physical game. So when I got the Recore Collector's Edition for Shewulf, she already owned the game, but it came with another copy of the game.
It did. Which I just gave to the kids anyways, but...
Yeah, which is fine, because you could trade that in, you could give it to someone, which is fine. But if it doesn't have the game, I'm more lenient towards that now. Like, it's fine with me because people do buy digital. So if you already have the game, you could buy... this Injustice 2, or you could buy the Battlefield 1, which is usually on sale, and that one doesn't come with the game either.
Which again, when they drop, because nobody wants, like, they're so expensive at original price, but if you wait, they drop them down to, like, for instance, the South Park, how it's down to like $57. That's insane. And you're able to get it without having to deal with, you know, buying the game again, having a spare game sitting around.
Yep.
So, overall, I think it's a smart move for them to do, and I like the idea of how they do it.
Yep, I agree with you. Everything good? Everything else good?
Yep, everything's good.
Alright.
So, we are moving on to the topic, or questions.
Oh, shoot. I have to go to Twitter and get that right quick. I know we have some great questions, and you did say something that was funny last week when you mentioned any questions at all. I was like, uh-oh.
So apparently I like messed up my thing. It says Foxy deals for questions, but hey, it's alright, guys.
Any questions for me? Oh, this is great.
Yeah, I guess it's any questions for Foxy deals.
Yes, any question for me, let me know. All right, we have our first question, and that is it Blue Turtle, rare Blue Turtle. Shout out to Scrum's wife. Wants to know, do you enjoy living in Florida? And how often do you go to Universal Studios and Disney World? Hashtag for gaming then.
It's really hot.
That's...
And don't ever go, it's too expensive.
But do you enjoy living in Florida, Shewulf? She's like, I don't want to answer this.
For as much as I'm here, yeah. I guess. It's hot. I don't know. What about you? You live in Miami. What do you think of Miami?
Oh yeah, I'm in the South Side. Okay, so it is a weird question to like answer, I guess, but I enjoy living in Florida compared to what I'm used to from Puerto Rico. And I know that you're used to like more Canada, so obviously that's a way difference in weather, right? So you got like the cold and the hot, so like right away that's like gonna mess with you. So I understand where you're coming from, where you're just like, oh, you know, I'm here when I'm here and it's nice. But for me, it's way better than Puerto Rico because when I was in Puerto Rico and I was young, I was used to it, right? So I lived there all the way until I was 7. Then we moved to Florida, to Miami, and I got used to the weather here. The first time I experienced winter, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die because I was freezing. So I wasn't used to that. We don't have that in Puerto Rico. Everything's always hot.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and I got used to the weather here in Florida, I would go visit Puerto Rico whenever I could, whenever like summer or whenever like family stuff happened. And it was hot. It was like living in an oven. So believe me, this is way better. I feel like I mean there are better places to be, but I do enjoy Florida for what it is. And I do
For what it is.
For what it is, I think it's really cool to have the beaches accessible whenever. I think it's awesome that we do have Orlando with like Universal Studios and Disney, which I've gone to once when I was younger. And that was a awesome like vacation that we had with the family. So, thank you for the question.
Awesome.
Blue Turtle.
What else we got?
We appreciate it. All right, let's see. I believe Game Down Sights had a question. He said, do you know where I left my car keys?
Probably in the last place you were.
So that was funny, but the real like the real question was, what do y'all think of the recent 4K update to Back Compat games?
Wait, what?
What do you think of the recent 4K updates to Back Compat games?
I guess it's cool for anyone who plays them. I don't really play a lot of Back Compat games. Like, I play the odd ones, but I kind of focus more on all the newer games. So it's cool that they have it, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a, oh my God, I have to go play these now because they're enhanced. So
yeah, I got you. But like, what about, let's just say, I'll give you an example. Witcher 2, would you like if you?
But I can play Witcher 3 that looks better.
Okay, but like, okay, you know what? I don't even know where I'm gonna go with that.
There's not, yeah. Just give your opinion. Let's hear your opinion.
I think it's awesome because I can go back and play Halo 3. Well, I think if anything, it's more for the nostalgia, right? So you go back and you're like, oh, Halo 3 was awesome. Let me go see the difference. And then you play that and you're like, oh, I remember this. This is really cool. You play a couple missions or whatever, and then you're done. So I think it's awesome that they have Gears of War, Crackdown, Mirror's Edge. They have a couple of good games on there that you could go back and play and enjoy. And it's nice and pleasing to the eye when they do look better. So you won't have to feel like you're going back to a PS2 game and you're like, wow, this looks really bad. Like when I went back and I played PS2, like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that was really like, it was hurting my eyes because it was so different. And I was so used to the new graphics. So I just think it's nice that we have that. But I mean, it's
like
just
I said, the idea is cool.
Polish.
It's you know, it's not a.
I think it could also revive a couple of the games that I do enjoy. That if someone says, "Oh, I didn't play Oblivion or whatever," they could go back and they could play that and enjoy that because they enjoy the lore, right? So it does revive some of those games that some people missed out on, and on top of that, they're polished.
Yeah.
You know.
Very true.
So thank you, Game Down, for asking both of those questions. Good luck finding your keys, bro.
Remember, probably check the last place you were.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on Microsoft avoiding putting games with what was it he said? Mature or politically incorrect themes on the console in terms of first party, and that was from Crap Gamer.
Wait, I don't understand. How does Microsoft put wrong things on them?
No, it's Microsoft avoiding to put mature.
But that's my point. Like, how are they avoiding it?
There was a rumor that what was it called? Hellblade was going to be on the Xbox as well, but that they rejected the title because it has a strong like mature content in it about mental illness and stuff like that. I don't know if this is true. This is rumor, obviously, so I'll leave that at that.
I don't believe that at all.
Also games like Last of Us and Detroit that have strong content in it as well, and they deal with a lot of like mature topics. I mean, I don't know what else to say it. Violence and like, you know.
Well, that like Agony game, that like really crazy, that's supposed to be on all consoles.
Right.
So
but in terms of first party, there's nothing that's like that they're promoting, if anything. I know that there's a lot of people in the community that want more mature games on Xbox, whether it be first party or something exclusive or something that they promote that has a strong message behind it. And that's fine if they do that, but it's not. I don't want it just because PlayStation has it, right? So I saw some people in the community talking about it, and it just sounded like they were like, "Well, PlayStation has it, we want it too." And I don't think that it should be that way. I think it should be like, yeah, if Microsoft so happens to find a title like Detroit Become Human, and it does tackle, you know, stuff about abusive relationships or anything like that, that's fine because it's part of the story. I don't think that they should avoid it if that's the case, if the rumor is true. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't want it just because PlayStation has it. I want it because it's going to be an Xbox game and it's going to be good, and that's it, you know?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I don't think it's like a big issue. And like, honestly, everybody always complains when a game comes out, no matter which system it's on. They always want, oh my god, I want it on my system. And then the other one's like, well, I want it on my system. But then everybody wants exclusive for their own system. So, like,
they want copy paste. They want everything that's on the other system. But then again, they don't want to share either. To be unique. Yeah, it's a weird topic. Be honest.
I'm sorry, but I don't think the rating thing, like, they have South Park on, like, they allowed South Park on their freaking console, so pretty sure they're not avoiding any, like, high-rated games. It's just,
well, I would hope not.
Pretty sure Hellblade was always supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive, so I don't really think they could really... Like, that's the thing about the social media, is pretty much every game that comes out, they always, like, there's always the rumor that, oh my god, it was supposed to come out on this console too, and yet, no, it was never supposed to come out on that console, but everyone just likes to say it was supposed to. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean, but at the same time, it's kind of like, we don't know. And we could, like, there's a reason why everybody's always assuming or spreading rumors or anything like that, because we don't know.
They like drama?
I mean that too. And also, we don't know the logistics of it. We don't know if they have marketing rights for a year. We don't know if they had something to do with the game and that's why it's exclusive to their platform or anything like that. So we don't know the details. And I just say this: if Xbox does have mature-based games, um, politically incorrect stuff that I mean they're trying to avoid, like I I don't mind. Like I just want good games in my platform, whether they have mature content or not. You know?
Well, yeah, who wants
That's
to
basically all
actually
I'm trying
play
to say.
depressing games?
I mean, I think it depends on the person, to be honest. Okay, so thanks, Crap Gamer, for that question.
Anyways.
The next question is from Timodos, one of your subs, you know. He says, with more 360 games getting X enhanced this week, what other 360 titles would you like to see get enhanced?
Again, this kind of comes back to I'm not really too concerned about games getting enhanced because I'm playing there's too many new games releasing to go back and play all of these older games that either A, I've already played in the past, or B, just I never cared for in the first place. So it's hard to actually comment on a question like that because, again, I don't really, who's going to go back and really focus on just playing those games with all the other games that are constantly coming out?
Fans of the series, like
well, yeah, if it's like
like Gears of War, you know how Gears of War was back in Pat. I went back because I enjoy all the Gears games. So even if I have 4 and I can play that, I can also go back and play a little bit of the campaign on the other one. And it does help to have those enhancements. So to answer his question, I would say the Forza titles, even though they did enhance Forza Horizon, they still haven't done back and pat for Forza Motorsport 2, 3, and 4, and I would like for those to be enhanced as well. Just because I'm a fan of that series, and I think that if you're a true fan of the series, you'll go back and play it, even if it's for a little bit. Like I mentioned before, because of that nostalgia or anything, and it does help that it looks better on top of that. So right now, like my answer would be Forza if that's ever back compat, but it's nice to have all the first party Xbox games looking as best as they can for anyone that wants to go back and play those games. You know?
Yeah, I guess that works. I guess I don't focus mainly on like.
No, it's understandable. And that's why it's an
like
option.
That, so.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can play all the newer stuff if you want. But I do like that they're letting you know that those games that you still have on the 360. If you ever wanted to pop them in, they're still cared for. Like I like that aspect of it. Okay, we have another question. Who's this? Eric. Says, do people care about Fable, or are people just dying to see anything coming out on Microsoft first party? And where the hell is Splinter Cell?
Where's Splinter Cell? Oh man. The thing with Fable is like everyone does talk about, they want a new Fable and all this other stuff, and is that, like, I'd love to know how many people actually went back and played, like, the backwards compat Fable games.
They have Fable Anniversary on there.
Yep, I know. And I'm curious how many people actually went back and played that. Like, I don't know. The thing with Fable is, again, it could be one of those things everybody wants, and then it'll release, and then people are going to be like, oh, no, I didn't actually want that.
Oh my god, I would be so upset because I've heard so many people in the community talking about how they want Fable, and I'm like, you better go out and buy it. I don't give a heck if it's on Gamepass. You better support the freaking developer after everybody cried when they closed Lionhead. Like, really?
Well, that's the thing. Like, so, like, okay, so they were getting Fable Legends, which, okay, yes, it may not have been your traditional Fable, but it was still a Fable game made by Lionhead, and nobody gave 2 shits about it And then when it closed down, everybody decided to open their mouth and start saying something like, you're kind of late. So
yeah, because a lot of them were true fans of 1 and 2, because I think 3 changed things up drastically, and I think that's when certain fans started falling off, and they were like, I don't like 3 that much. I didn't like the Connect game, and obviously, the Fable beta was just a beta. Not everybody had access to that.
No,
so
I know, but
they couldn't chime in on that aspect. But it does suck to see a studio close down when we could have gotten a great Fable game, and that just all went down the hill, So I do understand why some people came out of the woodwork, out of nowhere. I understand that aspect of it, but these are the same people that better support the next Fable game if that ever happens to come out,
We'll find out.
Put your money where your mouth is all I'm saying.
We shall
I'm not
see.
interested in those type of games, but I know a lot of people in the community that always talking about Fable, always saying that they're working on it, or that they want one, so support it. That's it.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're just saying that because it was part of the question. I don't know if they're just saying that because they want to see something coming out on Xbox. I don't know if they're just saying that for the sake of it, or because they really enjoy the game, to be honest. So I can't really comment on that aspect of it. But yeah, with the whole Splinter Cell thing, where he's like, where the hell is Splinter Cell? I don't know. I heard rumors that they were working on that, but it never showed up last year on E3. So hopefully we'll get one soon. But overall, the more games the merrier, I would say.
Yep, so, I agree.
Yeah. So thank you for that question again, Eric, and everyone who asked us questions. Really appreciate you guys asking us questions on Twitter and in the comments section. If you have any questions, leave them there, and we'll read them next week. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. All right, so that means huge shout out to everybody that joined us live today on Mixer and everybody who watches us later on YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging out, having fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the topics. We had some pretty interesting conversations going, I must say. And other than that, you can catch us every Friday live at 12 p.m. Eastern Time here on Mixer, xSHEWULFx with you, no, where you can also find me streaming Monday to Friday, also hanging out, having fun, and all that kind of stuff. So follow me on Discord, Twitter, all those kind of cool social media sites. And yeah, what about you, Fox?
You guys could follow me on Twitter, like I said earlier, when it comes to the Foxy Dios. And check out the YouTube channel. I post videos on there, not just this podcast, of course, which is awesome that you guys could go back and listen to it. So thank you to everybody who's watching now or who's going to listen to the podcast later. But I hope that you enjoyed all my content overall on my channel. And thank you guys for the support. Really appreciate it. And I know everybody's asking of me doing guest appearances in podcasts, and I'll do it whenever I can. Thank you guys for letting me know. And we'll see you next week.
Definitely. And of course, for a big fun surprise, the Console Corner will be back on Monday, March 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you guys come hang out, have some fun. Other than that, have an awesome rest of your weekend. Or I guess have an awesome weekend because it's only Friday. So have an awesome weekend. And thank you everyone for hanging out. We are out.
Bye.